welcome back to our next episode of the Supermall brand in history. Today we're going to talking about the old rides, the attractions, where it used to be, and change. And today's episode, and fasten your seatbelts at the Institute of Future Technologies, the ride's called Back to the Future, the ride. The Simulator ride was officially opens at Universal Studios Florida on May 2nd, 1991. And Universal Studios Hollywood on June 12, 1993. And Universal Studios Japan version was officially opens on March 31st, 2001. Based on the Universal Pictures, a 1985 film, Back to the Future, a Steven Spielberg film. The ride takes place at the Institute of Future Technology. Join Doc Brown and Marty McFly was join all the rest of the Back to the Future characters, like the Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox. However, in late 80s, Universal are gonna have to do construction of the Institute of Future Technology was began in 1980s. So, however, in 1989, it was working on for this. They're working their production for the ride for Back to the Future, the ride from late 80s and early 90s. The ride was directed by Douglas Trumbull to working on the Back to the Future, the ride. Before Back to the Future, the ride, Universal Studios Florida was officially opens to the public on June 7th, 1990. Some old Universal Studios rides like the Confrontation, The Fantastic World of Hanna-Barbera, and Jaws, the ride. So, before Universal Studios Florida, Universal Studios Hollywood was officially opened to the public in July in 1964. So, however, in late 80s, they're working on this. The production for the ride was began in 1980s. So, however, the movie, The Back to the Future, was released in theaters in July of 1985, which is Robert Zemeckis and Steven Spielberg was the bestest movies of all times. After the first movie came out, Robert Zemeckis and Steven Spielberg are working on this second film called Back to the Future Part 2, which was released in theaters in November of 1989. So, after the second movie came out, they're working on the third film called Back to the Future Part 3, was released in the year of 1990. However, after the third movie, Back to the Future, the ride will be coming at the Universal Studios Florida on May 2nd, 1991. The Hill Valley and the Ice Age and the volcano. Do you know it's been working on their project? What's been done by? It was done by the THQ company.
I know it's the THQ Animation Entertainment. Where they're working on the theme parks, video games, movies, and more.
Back to the Future, the ride, will be will be scheduled to open on June 7th, 1990 until the whole the attractions was officially opened to the public. A few weeks later, after the Universal Studios Florida was officially opened to the public, it was rescheduled to be open it was pushed back until on May 2nd, 1991. It was been never by the copyrights of until after Universal Studios Florida was officially opened to the public. Back to the Future, the ride was officially opened at Universal Studios Florida on May 2nd, 1991.
And after 2 years later, Universal Studios Hollywood version was officially opened on June 12, 1993, and the Universal Studios Japan version was officially opened on March 31st, 2001.
Riding in Orlando was never like this. Back to the Future. Only at Universal Studios. Beyond anything you've seen. Beyond everything you've done. Universal Studios Florida.
Located at the World Expo area of the park at Universal Studios Florida. And located at the Universal Studios Hollywood. And located at the Universal Studios Japan area of the park. The attraction takes place at the Institute of Future Technology. And this is where Doc Brown lives there at the Institute of Future Technology. Throw into the queue. They play clips for a Doc Brown's videos. The audience reached the end of the queue and they head into the pre-show room to look like the Institute of Future Technology. Doc Brown will show his inventions at the Institute of Future Technology. Like notice the vacuum cleaner, manure, and the ultimate thinking cap. And he showed his newest invention, the 8-passenger DeLorean time machine vehicle.
The new experimental 8-passenger DeLorean time travel vehicle. It's this baby that will send you across a space-time continuum one day into the future.
Shortly after Doc Brown his newest invention, the security camera was when Biff Tannen looks at the security camera and he broke of his security camera, and Doc Brown tells everyone when Biff Tannen was on the loose. The guests were sent into the other pre-show area when Doc Brown showed his newest invention, and then all of a sudden Biff Tannen breaks into the Doc Brown's office. And Biff Tannen stole Doc Brown's time machine.
mention the passenger DeLorean time vehicle. That's it. Stop it. Great Scott, I'm making a trap like a rat in my own office. There's no way I can get to the time machine.
After what happens when Biff Tannen steals Doc Brown's time machine, Doc Brown asks the audience, are asking you to follow Biff Tannen, to bump him, and he has his remote control. He has his control, like known as the 88 miles per hour. Before you go on the ride, you have to go to safety constructions. So after the safety constructions, and he used a remote control to accelerate to 88 miles per hour. And at some point, when the audience head into the DeLorean time machines until the ride starts. The audience head into the DeLorean time machine, and they, like known as the AKA, the 8-passenger DeLorean time machine. They will sit down and they will just get ready. All of a sudden, when the lights goes up and Doc Brown opens to the garage, and they send to everybody to a journey to the future. The future first stop, it was the Hell Valley of 2015 to follow Biff Tannen to travel through time. The show takes place at night from the ride. And the audience was crashed into the Texaco gas station sign, and the audience was hit was crashed into the another neon, and then Biff Tannen saw his new house, and the audience was pull up and turn right and free left. So when he's getting away again, though, and the audience crashed into the clock tower, and they sent to the Ice Age, like known as the movie Ice Age. The audience saw Biff Tannen, and so the audience chased Biff Tannen in the time machine, and then all of a sudden, Biff Tannen was getting away again, and then all of a sudden, Doc Brown's remote control was officially dead. But the audience will crash into the ice water. But unfortunately, he really fixed it. And then they sent travel into time to the volcano. Soon as the audience will chase Biff Tannen, the audience saw the giant Tyrannosaurus Rex. And Biff Tannen and the time machine was hit by the T-Rex. And then the T-Rex will eat the audience when he swaddles before he's gonna have to spit it out. Well, unfortunately, we're not food, obviously. And all of a sudden, Biff Tannen is in big trouble. He's running out of the flux capacitor. And the audience and Doc Brown are saving Biff Tannen from the president of the Institute. And they're crashed into the Back to the Future logo sign. Soon as they land on the Institute, Biff Tannen was taken away, and he was arrested from security. And Doc Brown said thank you to the audience to save the DeLorean time machine. And he remembered when he says, so that's the ride ends. The audience. Soon after the audience got out, they head into the Back to the Future store to buy any purchase and buy some more Back to the Future merchandise. Right up front of the Back to the Future store, you see you're gonna have to take a picture of the DeLorean time machine vehicles from the film. To spy that tank for the whole ride, Back Back to the Future The Ride was the bestest rides at Universal Studios was been kept at the times. Back to the Future The Ride doesn't tell for over until 16 years later. On March 30th, 2007, the ride shut down, which was their last maintained about for over 16 years. And the Hollywood version was officially closed on September 3rd, 2007. It will be the last for 14 years as operation. Starring Christopher Lloyd and Bob Gale are gonna count down the final flights closer the month before. So Back to the Future was been capped at the time. The movie was been about for over a few years. The animated TV show series called Back to the Future, which is the characters was visually awful. The ride was replaced by the Simpsons ride, which opens on May 15th, 2008. And the Universal Studios Hollywood version was officially opens on May 19th, 2008. The Q video will show you Doc Brown's at the Institute of Future Technologies, where used to be that the old attraction. But Universal Studios Japan version is gonna here to stay. But it was officially closed on May 31st, 2016. It will gonna have to make room or to make way at its replacement, Despicable Me, The Ride, Minion Mayhem. So that's the supermodel brain history of Back to the Future The Ride, located at the World Expo area of the park at Universal Studios Florida, May 2nd, 1991 until March 30th, 2007. Universal Studios Hollywood version, June 12, 1993 through to September 3rd, 2007. And Universal Studios Japan version, March 31st, 2001 through May 31st, 2016. Thanks for watching, and comment down below you want to see more videos. Peace out, everyone. See you guys next video. Peace. Bye.